Bear canisters. They make all sorts of sizes. They say that you can fit 4 days worth of food inside of this canister. I had a little problem with that.
1, 2, 3, 4.
In this video, we're going to explore what size of bear canister that you should use, and we're going to talk about how to fit more food inside of your canister. Bear Vault is the most popular brand of bear canisters. They sell 4 sizes, the 425, which I don't have, the 450, the 475, and the 500. Before we explore it hands-on here, I'm going to show you what they advertise as the size, dimensions, and their capacity.
Let's start with the smallest bear canister, the BV425. Weighs 1 pound 12 ounces, carries 1 to 2 days of food, and it has a capacity of 5 liters. The BV450 weighs 2 pounds 1 ounces, carries 3 to 4 days of food, and has a capacity of 7.2 liters. The 475 has a weight of 2 pounds 4 ounces, carries 5 to 6 days of food, and has a capacity of 9.3 liters. The BV500 Journey has a weight of 2 pounds 9 ounces, carries 7 days of food, and has a capacity of 11.5 liters. Now let's look at all 4 bear canisters relative to each other and a Nalgene bottle. You can see on the bottom we already covered the days of food and weight. What I'd like to point out is all of the canisters are about 8.5 inches in diameter. However, they vary in height from 6 inches to 8.3 inches to 10.5 inches to 12.7 inches.
I've been on a lot of backpacking trips. However, I've never used a bear canister. I have hung my food most of the time, and sometimes I use an Zpacks, which is a bear resistant bag. However, on this trail that I'm going on, they require that you use a bear canister. So looking at this trip a little bit closer, you can see on my spreadsheet here that I have 8 days for this trip. And on day 5, we're actually going into town, resupplying, staying in a hotel, and heading back out the next morning. And on day 3, we're going to be passing through an area that has a chalet, which has very, very limited food options, but I'm hoping that I can grab a couple lunches there and a dinner, which will require me for those 5 days to have a little less food. So my goal is to obviously have the smallest bear canister that I can possibly have. So the question is, can I fit all of this food inside of this bear canister? Let's give it a try. So I tried once to fit all of this food inside of my Bear Vault 450, which is the second smallest size. And it wasn't even close. So I have a couple strategies here that hopefully will help me fit more food inside of this canister. The first tip is to repackage your food. These Mountain House bags, they take up a lot of room. So you can also rehydrate your food into these freezer bags. So first of all, I am going to take my food out of the Mountain House packages and put them in Ziploc bags. All right, I have my 3 Mountain Houses repackaged into the Ziploc bags here, and they are ready. I would say those 3 meals probably take as much space as one of the meals, when they weren't repackaged. All right, so let's just keep piling things in. I have my Sims beef sticks here. That will be my 3 lunches, along with Doritos. How in the world am I going to fit Doritos in this? Stay tuned. All right, we've got 8 honey buns, which are 4 breakfasts. We have 4 king-size candy bars. You might have to smush them a little bit. Maybe we'll wait to put those in. All right, we have 4 very large cookies from my local gas station, fresh cookies. A treat on the first couple days. Repackage them into a Ziploc bag here, throw them in. Star Crunches, 3 of them. Fruit snacks. A couple protein bars, a couple granola bars. Trail mix. Some salt stick electrolyte tabs. All right, we've still got our 4 candy bars, a bag of Doritos, and some Peak Refill cookie bites. So, it's not looking, oh, and my spoon, my spork, I gotta fit in here. Still not fitting, but I have another idea. Remember, if you're packing for 4 days, you only have to have the food fit in your bear canister that first night when you're going to sleep. That means day 1 food doesn't have to be in here. So, let's see what happens here. All right, we can take out one of my dinners. The beef sticks, there are 12 in the package. I'll be eating the 4 the first day, but I'm not going to take them out because once you open this package, they'll start to get nasty. So I'll leave the 4 sticks in there. They don't take up a whole lot of space. We can take out 2 honey buns for the first breakfast. So let's start packing it in here. Put our 2 dinners in. All right, I'm going to eat 2 of the cookies the first day. So we can take 2 cookies out. Get some things that'll fit in here nicely. Smaller things. Some of this trail mix will likely be gone, but I'm not going to take that out up front. Some fruit snacks, they fit in here nicely. Let's start going with the remaining 6 honey buns, the salt stick tabs. Might have to smush the honey buns just a little bit. Got our 2 cookies. We'll put our extra cookies inside of a second bag. Set them over here. Got to put the beef sticks in. All right. King size candy bars. We'll wait on the Peak Refuels for now. All right, we're getting closer. Put our spork in. There. Oh, no. All right. It's kind of like Tetris here, trying to fit everything in. Okay, so now we have bag of Doritos. Not fitting real well, right? Well, let's repackage them. We're going to pour the whole bag of Doritos into our gallon Ziploc bag. Get rid of all that air that was inside of this bag, taking up space. Still not going to fit, right? Well, I'm not going to eat all of them, or I'm going to eat some of them on that first day. So, probably a little under a third of the bag is going to get eaten that first day. So we'll take them out. We'll put them in their own Ziploc bag. So now we've got a lot less space taken up by the Doritos. So, peak refuel. This package is also very big, but being a couple weeks out from my trip, I don't want to open that package right away. So, we're getting close here. Hope is in sight. All right. If you don't like broken chips, close your eyes.
Oh, the humanity.
Broken chips happen. They still taste the same. All right. I think we're going to do it. It's got to close though. All right, we did it. We fit it inside of that smallest 450. So after my resupply, I won't have to carry as much food. In fact, my resupply needs to fit in this box to where I'm shipping it to, but there's only a couple days after that resupply. So I think the 450 is going to work. I have a question for you. This is pretty darn heavy. And I know on the top of my backpack there's a strap for strapping on the bear canister. However, it seems like if it's up here, you're kind of top heavy. So I'm debating right now, should I bring a bigger backpack that I can fit this down inside, where I'm going to be carrying it, down here instead of up here. So if you are an experienced backpacker with bear canisters, please let me know. And also, if you're experienced with canisters and there's something I didn't talk about that everybody should know about, comment down below. But thanks for getting to the end of this video. I'm going to have to carry this in a bag, but these other foods in my backpack where, I'm going to eat them the first day, but this is probably all that I'm going to have to store that night. So thanks for getting to the end. If you like this video, do me a favor, hit subscribe, punch the bell notification. And hey, if you're out backpacking out west on some random trail, maybe I'll see you on the trail.